Hi, excuse me. Hi. So for my final project, I decided to do a social media campaign for Comedy Central, the organization, and I decided to create my own TV show. It's a cartoon, and give you a quick synopsis of the show, um, so you'll better understand the social media campaign. Um, so it's a cartoon, and it takes place in a small town, and there are a variety of historical figures and sort of religious icons. Jesus. Um, it's called Jesus Comes to Iowa. Jesus being one of the characters, and it's basically a social commentary, kind of like South Park, um, where some of the main characters are these real historical figures, and they come to 2015, and life is different. Um, Santa Claus is another character. Obviously, he didn't live at any time. He's fictional, but um, sort of these characters come and live in this town. And more backstory is obviously given, but for why they came and how. But they interact with the town folk and sort of um, amusing things happen. But it's also supposed to be sort of make you think about different things like religion, culture, and sort of challenge our assumptions about um, the world we live in. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to do this in present mode. Um, so it's definitely for a niche demographic of young people who would stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning to watch the show and who would also be interested in this type of humor. So the three social media channels I chose are Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr. So first, Twitter. So I basically just described the posts, and also, so here you've got the the visual, because there's different visuals in the different posts. This being a cartoon drawing, and then below, in some cases, I try to make it make sense. If you needed to see the picture for the words to make sense, then I sort of have it below. So this is the tweet, but so the cartoon features Santa Claus um, having just delivered presents to a family, and after he puts them under the tree, he takes a large bite of one of the cookies that have been laid out for him, and he exclaims, "Oh man, these totally aren't gluten free." Um, and the tweet reads, "Spoiler alert, kids. Sorry, Santa, but it can't be as bad as when we found out you weren't real." So, um, this is just a cartoon drawing that um, might have been used in the show, but it's obviously um, not the same animation. It's not, you know, real TV animation, but maybe it got adapted into one of the episodes. So next, a Tumblr post. It's a GIF. So the copy. Well, what's happening is Santa Claus, who's one of the main characters in his full suit that we all know him from, is weeping tears of joy as he holds his granddaughter for the first time. He's overtaken with emotion, and he drops her. But luckily, she bounces off of his belly and back into his arms. That was, excuse my typo. Um, and the copy is, "Don't give Grandpa the baby. In fact, don't let any old people near your newborn baby." So it's definitely sort of biting humor, um, not something you would put on at 6 o'clock for everybody, but um, that's why the especially Tumblr is a good social media channel for young people, sort of male um, oriented. So on Facebook, my first post is a video clip. And in the video, Jesus has arrived in town, and people are giving him a tour of the town. So this is maybe the first episode. And at one point, they're stopped at a red light, and everyone is staring ahead silently. So Jesus, looking confused, asks, Why is everyone so quiet? Are you guys intimidated because I'm the Son of God? I'll tell a dick joke if I have to break the ice. Um, and the copy is, ever wonder if Jesus had a good sense of humor? Now you have your answer. Um, so it's, you wouldn't expect Jesus to, it's kind of obvious, but that's sort of the premise of the show. And so my different posts are um, clips from the show, and they're sort of relevant, and definitely humorous, because that's what Comedy Central does with their social media. I mean, they want people to laugh. It's comedy. So why would you put a clip of the show that isn't funny? And it's often something that can be viewed on its own without watching the show, without watching the whole episode. I mean, sure, it helps to know the show, but you could even watch this clip not having ever seen the show and appreciate it. You'd probably be pretty interested in what the show is. So that's the idea, to draw people in that haven't seen the show before, as well as to engage people that are regular viewers. So my next Twitter post, the copy is, I just said copy, for the tweet. So we feel like giving away hashtag free shirts, so RT retweet for a chance to win this Jesus shirt, and there'd be a link to Comedy Central's shop where it can be purchased. And the T-shirt itself depicts Jesus on the front, and then below it says "Peace, not peace," meaning peace, not guns. Obviously, you need to see it to appreciate it. So yeah, I definitely want the show to be sort of about real world issues, and be funny at the same time. So next Tumblr post is a video clip from the show of Abraham Lincoln and Martin Luther King Jr. sitting at a bar, smiling and laughing, each with a large mug of beer. Lincoln dressed in his black top hat, black suit, and bow tie with a thick beard. He's tipping his mug back and downing his beer as they discuss how spoiled people are in 2015 with 1,000 TV channels and organic vegetables sold in every corner. And the copy reads, "Check out Comedy Central's new show, Jesus Comes to Iowa. It's like South Park meets Downton Abbey." No, that doesn't work. Just watch the clip. The show premieres Friday morning at 1 a.m. Eastern Time. It's kind of hard to advertise a show that's at 1 a.m. because if you say Thursday night, you're technically wrong, but what show is on a Friday morning? Nobody really thinks of 1 a.m. as the morning, so it's a difficulty that I hadn't realized until I did this. So I definitely wanted to engage fans and viewers with posts, using social media posts, and also sort of with other marketing, and overlap them. But in this post, it's a contest, and the post reads, "Draw a famous historical figure that you'd like to see on the show next season, and maybe if you're lucky, we'll make that happen. Check out the characters coming to life in this time-lapse video." So what the video clip is they had the sort of the storyboard artists, when they originally drew up the characters when starting the show. Had that, takes however long, 30 minutes to draw, and they just did a time-lapse video, so you can watch them drawing the characters in 30 seconds. So it's a few of the main characters. Okay, next post, Jesus is giving a guest sermon at the town church in a photo. You can see it. And he's shown pounding the lectern with his fist as he passionately makes a statement. The tweet reads, "Wow, we knew Jesus could deliver a quality sermon, but wouldn't have guessed he'd be so animated. No pun intended." So maybe a little bit corny, but next Tumblr post is a GIF of Jesus having dinner with a few of his neighbors, and he's raising his fork to take a bite of roast chicken, but stops with the fork in midair. Looking genuinely confused and simultaneously hurt, he asks, "Wait, it's not okay for me to tell everyone I'm gay?" and the text says what he's saying, because in a GIF you can't hear anything. So if you haven't already seen this episode, you wouldn't know what's going on, but you have the text. So this Facebook post is on Christmas Day, which is why it says Christmas Day post. So I said, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from your wow, another typo. So sorry. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Comedy Central. We figured for once we wouldn't pick on Christians. So in the video, Santa Claus is at the shopping mall and kids are waiting in line to sit on his lap and tell him what they want for Christmas. One cute little 4-year-old boy pops up on Santa's lap. He asks the boy if he's been good. The boy says yes. Santa asks him what he wants for Christmas. Boy says, well, for Hanukkah I got. And Santa doesn't even let him finish. He cuts him off and asks if he's Jewish, which would make sense if he celebrates Hanukkah. The boy says, I think I'm Jewish, but I celebrate. And Santa cuts him off again and says, oh, I'm sorry, young man, but Santa Claus only brings presents to nice little Christian children. The boy looks horrified, and Santa just stares at him with a judging look on his face. So, Santa is the real Santa Claus in the show, and makes sense that would be a good shopping mall Santa. And he comes in and really doesn't know how to interact with children, and turns out isn't particularly nice, at least not to this child. Next Twitter post. Our New Year's resolution is to binge watch Jesus Comes to Iowa. Coincidentally, our other resolution is to gain 15 pounds. Hashtag worth it. Tumblr post. The text is, check out this insightful interview with the creator of Jesus Comes to Iowa, John Doe, on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. So I'm not sure if you wanted me to read out everything because it's going to take a while, but I'll sum it up quickly. In the video, Trevor Noah is just asking questions about the show and sort of the inspiration for it, and the creator explains that he's into satire and really, even though there might be some things that could be a bit offensive, it's more to be provocative but not offensive, and he likes the idea of cartoons being a vehicle for talking about real things, but sort of separated from the reality that we have when we are looking at real people. So I also crossed over with some of the social media channels in order to, because this was an important event for the show, getting on The Daily Show, which is obviously on the same channel, Comedy Central. But I changed up the text of the post. So it says, creator of Jesus Comes to Iowa is on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. The show might be the next South Park with its hard-hitting cultural satire, but don't quote us on that. Airs Friday at 1 a.m. So, you use the same content, but change up the text a little bit, because, people might not look at Tumblr that day, but they might look at Facebook. Not everybody has Tumblr. Not everybody has Facebook. So, next Twitter post. Retweet if you're a Jesus Comes to Iowa fan and would recommend it to your mom. We try to be provocative, not offensive. It's on 1 a.m. Fridays. So that's a joke. Probably wouldn't recommend it to your mom, but maybe you would. So next Tumblr. This is how we feel. Text. This is how we feel about no episode of Jesus Comes to Iowa. And there's a GIF of Yoda, who would appeal to same demographic, closing his eyes and slowly putting his head down with real sadness. It's a GIF I found online. Facebook text. Jesus may be celibate, but that doesn't mean he can't fall in love. Find out who could possibly be good enough for Jesus in this week's episode. Photo. Jesus spiffily dressed in a button-down shirt, sporting a new haircut, and carrying a bouquet of flowers, excuse me, while walking down the street. He looks nervous. Um, so just another funny um, picture that hopefully you would find interesting, even if you didn't know the show. So, being a television show, obviously, on a comedy network, it's perfect for um, being advertised during other shows on the same network because they're all comedies. So people watching them, you would think would maybe also like the show. The advertisements would be later in the night because it's adult material, and social channels in general are good for incorporating different marketing efforts and sort of combining them. So we would definitely use the social channels just to talk about whatever's going on, and whether a new T-shirt's been made or some sort of giveaway. And it's obviously great for just, advertising things that are going on with in the periphery of the show, with like the creator being on the Daily Show or any other talk or news show. Excuse me. So that's basically my campaign, and um, yeah, I hope I didn't go too long over. Thanks. Let me stop this recording.